I have a lot to share. I don't want to, belabor the point, and I don't want to go on and on forever. But I have a lot I want to share, and I have important reasons for doing so. And I also want the people who love me, who care about me, and want the best for my life to be able to respond and to be able to be supportive and encouraging. And I felt that has been lacking. Even with my closest family and friends, I have so many times felt abandoned because I have worked so hard on trying to communicate, and we've had a lot of misconnections. Um, I know it has been easy to get in touch with me all the time. I'm sorry about that. It's not intentional at all. But I have felt there have been times when I almost killed myself, and I mean, not almost, but I had struggled with being destructive because of what I've been through, the abuse, the violation, the trauma, and I have almost gone the wrong way with being destructive, and also had breakdowns and things, and my loved ones, weren't able to respond, and I was very angered by that, and I'm letting it go because I do know they love me, and in their heart of hearts, they had known how I felt about the lack of response they would have. So I'm letting that go, but I'm just saying it's important. One of the most important things, obviously, to me, is communication and trust. Those two things have been broken down and have been threatened, and I have not been able to have real deep conversations with anyone other than my psychologist. And, while it's been helpful in some ways, he can't help with everything either. And there are things that he doesn't quite understand why I would want to leave here. Well, from just based on the experiences of the trauma and things I've gone through, being violated by people verbally abusing me here, goes beyond just all that, including death threats, ongoing death threats. That's to be taken seriously. And there are multiple reasons why I'm feeling that it's urgent for me to find another place. So have I had support with figuring anything out, or even helping to clear the clutter and manage my daily life? No, I haven't. I'm asking for that over and over again and being like a broken record. So just so you know, I have had no support at all with anything, and certainly not with making a living. I'm grateful for the people who have tried to help support with, my tea business, Tealation, and I'm just going to briefly touch on that because I've got a lot of other things to cover, but it's been very important to me to be able to support our health and happiness with tea, the intentions, we should be able to help boost both and be able to support the local economy, including my own livelihood. But it's been so much just trying to afford inventory costs that my mom has paid for out of pocket, and also my friend Richard has also helped pay for out of pocket. Can't barely afford. We had a cockroach infestation. I was talked about that and other things that are true that happened that are worth mentioning because I've overcome them and worked very hard to. And then anyway. But so that's tremendous amount of loss, been in a deficit, and the manual labor and production alone that's involved with doing these blends, it's been a labor of love, and it's just been me doing all this, bagging the teas. So I'm moving forward with that as well, for many reasons as well, and also importantly because the certified kitchen that I was working with in 102 West 3rd Street, that is no longer an option. And I couldn't afford to pay the inventory, to the rent or anything like that, or to co-host, to rent out a kitchen. I can't afford anything right now. I'm trying my best to be able to save enough to afford a plane ticket, to explore other options to relocate to. Yes, it's been urgent. I haven't had the option to go anywhere else because of that. Because, I don't have the financial wherewithal and I am working full time, overtime, and it's taking too much of my time. And I'm overcoming as well, but I've been struggling with alcoholism, addiction to that. That's not a joke. And the people that have been verbally abusing me, calling me a wino and telling me belittling me about anger management. I have tried to cope. I have done my best. I have been in touch with the Winston-Salem Police Department numerous occasions. I try to give updates, but there's only so much they can do too. We don't have specific suspects involved or who the perpetrators are. I do know how wrong it is, and it does constitute as abuse because it's mental and psychological abuse, and it also has affected my physical health as well as longevity, and it has kept me awake at night. It alters my physiology, including my blood pressure and cortisol. It is not healthy, and it is a form of abuse that I can attest to from personal experience, and that is unconstitutional and unethical. They are also threatening me. They're hypocrites. They are also threatening me, um, treating me like a foreigner and illegal alien, which they shouldn't be treated that way either. And but I am an American citizen, and the irony is that they're threatening me to get the hell out of the country, and using a lot of profanity and telling me that yelling at me to pay the rent and making me feel intimidated and belittled, using other racial defamatory discrimination as well as sexual discrimination, which I'll go into more later. I'm outlining the specific things that I have heard. I am not making this up. I am not. Why would I make this up? Why would I be expending valuable time and energy into feeling violated when it has taken years away from my life because it's affected my whole health and longevity, and that is not okay. Whether it's in America or wherever on this earth, those people do need to be stopped, whoever they are. And I have also, so my reasons for going public, for sharing the specific commentary and things like that. I do think it's better to let people know. I am trying very hard, and I hope the police department is with you. They've been very receptive. Is to prevent any potential hate crimes, which I have been personally threatened with. These death threats, I don't take that lightly. Sometimes it's just intimidation, but I'm trying to prevent myself and others, not just me, but others, from being murdered and martyred and all the things that they've threatened to do. I am sharing this letter not to be offensive, but if you find those things that have been said offensive, if you care about me and my well-being as a human being, then you will realize the adverse effect that this verbal abuse has had on my life and on my livelihood. It has affected also my inability to make a living here. In addition to people in the community shutting me out, they have blacklisted me for things that were out of my control, for reacting angrily, because I'm also bipolar and schizoaffective, and I'm very sensitive. I'm an empath. I am susceptible to negativity, and I try to do my best to find a positive way, to release. But I have been stereotyped and stigmatized and have called me crazy gook, and a lot of other terminology that is discriminatory to my mental health as well. So, walking around, even downtown, I have not felt safe, I have not felt comfortable, and I have felt alone and isolated. These are not things that are healthy for anybody to feel. I am not thinking I am better than anybody else, or more special, more qualified, or, all these things and asshole, all these things people are making me out to be that aren't based on any truth. They're making me out to be, a basket case, going, all of these things that are negative and wrong. And I'm also not a villain. I almost went that way. But they, restricted me from going in to places that I shouldn't be restricted from going in. I've gotten all kinds of hateful commentary and evil looks, and they're shutting me out, and all kinds of village gossip that's going on, hearsay. Again, not based on any truth. These are fictitious things that lies people are spreading, rumors that people are purporting to be true, and they are not, because they have not even treated me like a human being. I have not had the respect that I should have had, and I should have never have been treated that way. It is ethically and morally wrong to treat a human being that way, whether they are considered a foreigner, an illegal alien, which I've considered a foreigner and illegal, because they think that about me too. No human being should be treated that way, and I have been, and I have no support for getting out of this environment. I have, how clear, do we speak the same language? Am I just not making myself clear here about how crucial it is to have support, to have somebody to understand, to try to understand what's going on? Because, if you can't have help, and I'm alone in my struggles, I could have been murdered by now. I could have killed people, become a mass murderer. I was that angry. I will admit that. But I because of my faith and my loved ones, including my bunnies, pulling me through, I would never want to do that in my heart of hearts. But that goes to show, that's evidence of being that angry, for being abused and violated, and how wrong that is to treat someone like that. You treat an animal like that, you want to know how territorial, aggressive, and dangerous? You can be dangerous and destructive, and those kind of, if you treat an animal that way, you want to treat a human that way, and know how their gut reaction is. Because I've been trying my best to release that in a positive way, not harm anybody. But I really could have done plenty of damage, not just to this community, but the whole nation, and that has a ripple effect on the world. Listen to what I'm saying here, and if you have a heart, please care. This is not just about me, but it is about me, because I'm also an important person. I'm sorry that I have to say that. I'm sorry that I have to, remind people that I'm human, that I have boundaries, that I'm not, that I was meant to be respected equally. I'm not asking to be put on a platform and be a celebrity. I'm not even trying to be famous. Even if I were, I deserve to be treated like a human being and equally respected, just like celebrities do too. But whatever's going on in the gossip, social media, all that, people trying to defame me, defamatory discrimination, that is unacceptable too. It's not just unacceptable, that is unethical. And we need to these people need to wake up about the detrimental effects of that. And it would have ended up destructively. Also, if there's no support, I could have committed suicide by now. And some of these people are just telling me, oh, there's a crisis hotline, just call the number next time. Only operate during business hours. Or I will forgive you for not being more caring and attentive and directly trying to support me to overcome that, because there are ways, and that is just not even effective. So I'm not trying to get people fired or mention hold a record of wrongdoing, because thankfully for you, for these people, and thankfully for me, I am forgiving, because I have my faith to help me through that, to release that. But it would not end up well if I were evil, if I had ended up giving in to all this and being evil. So this is the truth, okay? For those of you who care about freedom, my freedom, this is the truth. And I'm done trying to make things work, trying to bloom where I'm planted. I've done the best that I can here. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. I can't possibly exert energy and you know, people try to make me into something that I'm not, and that's not even human. I am. They are. We need to start treating people like me as being human, and I just need to find a place where people can respect that and it's mutual. And we have a sense of community that I've been missing. I've been living here since 1998. I'm going to do a part 2. This is getting long. Cut this off at the 16-minute mark. Thank you for listening and caring. These days it takes a lot because sadly, people's attention spans, I think, are less than a goldfish, or maybe comparable. Anyway, thank you for caring. I don't mean to misdirect my anger, but I certainly am trying to release in helpful ways. Need to get my drum sets back and find the right place to be able to drum, where I have support for my drumming too. Wouldn't that be great? It's also very therapeutic. I'm grateful.